Studies and play together in one, with kids age in hand, both are fun. 3D goggles make pictures alive, Spy Decoder makes you a super spy. You would run to turn off the light to see the glow in dark's magical side. Pictures, puzzles, stories and more, kids age can help you get the top score.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining again with me. This is Joy Mukhopadhyay and you are watching Kinderviews with me. This is the all new episode where I will be connecting with amazing guests throughout the series of Kinderviews. The main purpose of Kinderviews is about connecting and interacting with all those influential kids and parents out there. Kids Age is the widest read monthly children's newspaper in India. So without any further ado, I would like to introduce our very special guest today. He's he's the world's youngest professor in science. So I welcome Professor Soborno Isaac Bari. Hi, Soborno.
Thank you, Joy Mukhopadhyay. So you will be asking me some questions about my life, things like that, I believe.
Yeah, so we'll be actually discussing a lot of things about you, your journey, your a lot of things about how you exactly came here and what's the reason behind that red bow tie. So a lot of things like that. So first of all, just tell me how things are going on, how exactly this COVID period went for you and everything.
Well, the school year was not that interesting. The school year was basically just regular third grade because I just had to do the regular assignments, and the only person who actually paid attention to me was the teacher. The teacher recognized my genius and even bought my book. So it was a sort of unusual school year, but other than the teacher, it was basically just a regular school.
Okay. So how exactly things are going on? I mean, what about when I meant the things are going on, it's about your book. So you recently actually published the book The Love, about peace and everything. So we will be discussing about that in future, but how exactly things are going on with that in very short.
Okay. So how things are going with my book, basically?
Sorry?
So basically the question is, how are things going with my book? What you can actually buy?
Yeah. How things are going on? Like people are loving it and things are going on all smooth and things like that.
Yeah, it was popular in 2016 and 2017. People are still buying it, and they've even left reviews. So I'm extremely happy for it. So anyway, The Love, things are going well. But I'm also writing a second book. That book is Money. So that second book is almost ready. That's the thing. And Money is a book about, well, it was finished on June 25th, the day I nearly lost my father. And ever since then, it's been going in the difficult publishing process. And the idea is basically centered around my 7 books. I know I'm 9, but the idea is basically centered around I had these 6 birthdays while my father tried to make me a money by training me in many skills. My first birthday was regular candles and cake because they weren't exactly, they were clueless about my capabilities. But after my father found out about me, on my second birthday, I asked him for a puzzle. And so my dad gave me a puzzle. He basically sent me to our garage and asked me to find the name and the author of a book that had been lying on the floor. it looked from like the 1700s or the 1800s or so. So I had no idea what it was. It seemed to be some old timey book. But I
Okay.
thought I could just look at the cover and I could cheat and be done. But my father had outsmarted me once again, like he had done a million times when I was younger. What he did was he had put black paint over every single instance of the author or name in the book. So I
Okay.
was like flabbergasted. How was I going to escape this? So I was like flipping through the pages looking for a clue, like I don't know, a picture or words or something.
Right.
Then suddenly, on a certain page, I don't exactly remember which one it was, I found a picture. That picture showed a cannonball on the top of a mountain on the top of a planet, and the cannon shot cannonballs out. First with only a little force, and then the cannonball shot from point B, which was where the cannon was, to point D, just at the mountain top. So it went pretty close to where we were starting from. Then it went from B to B, meaning that it went around the corner of the planet, but it still touches the ground. Then, with more force, it still goes around half the planet. But again, it still fails. And so,
Okay.
what was the magic touch? So it used so much force, the cannon, that the velocity of the cannonball was so strong, just at the perfect velocity, so that it could escape. But gravity held it back just enough so that it couldn't escape from orbit. So it
Okay.
stays in orbit and doesn't crash down to the ground because of velocity, and it doesn't flee because of gravity.
Okay.
That,
A lot of things. There are a lot of things I didn't understood, but I'm trying to grasp those things. Okay. Okay.
and I
That
thought,
sounds
yeah,
good. Yeah. Carry on.
and I thought, okay, the author of this book must be Sir Isaac Newton because he talked about this kind of concept with the moon. If an apple falls from an apple tree, does the moon fall? And yes, it does, like shown in that problem. I remember thinking about that. So if an apple falls, yes, the moon does fall. So if he asked this question and it looked 300 years old, then naturally, using those two clues, it must be him. So the author I knew now, but what was the name of the book? I looked at the picture, took a desperate look one more time, and I saw a cannonball. That
Okay.
means that the name of the book must be Cannonball. So
Okay.
I wrote research Cannonballs by Sir Isaac Newton. And well, let's just say that Sir Isaac Newton was correct, but Cannonball, not so much. Regardless of that, I still fell in love with math and science, as I knew that as it had helped me with that small journey and helping me get the author right, though not the name, I knew that it would help me in future journeys, like for now, solving the theory of everything. So
Okay.
now my third birthday, I won't talk about it as in much detail as Rosie's as the second birthday, as I said. My third birthday, on my third birthday, I was basically taken to the World Trade Center or 9/11 Memorial Center. And
Right.
just give me a second. Sorry.
No issue.
I was taken to the 9/11 Memorial Center, and what I did there, he asked me to find the significance while seated at the pool.
Mm-hmm.
First, naively thought, hey, this looks pretty fun to play, and I thought this was just a decorative. Of course, I was in my suit, and I couldn't swim in there unless I wanted to be wet. But the thing was, I had to find the significance of this place. And as an ordinary kid, I thought there was no significance. I thought naively that this was like Niagara Falls, just some decorative pool. No, well, it was a city, but anyway, I thought that this pool was
Okay.
decorative.
Mm-hmm.
But then I saw two people, like a duo, walking up to the pool, and they started like crying, and I was starting to think maybe this has just a little more significance than some regular pool. Maybe people are grieving over some event. And then I looked up and saw the World Trade Center. Now, I didn't exactly know what 9/11 meant at the time, but I did know that about 20 years ago, in 1920, a huge building crashed down because of some two airplanes. And there I saw that huge building. And there I saw that event 9/11. And then I realized that this. Oh, guess your dad wasn't
Are you okay? Are you all right? Are you all right?
Yeah.
All right. America loves you. That's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. No issues. Just check if you're okay or not. You're all right, right?
I heard it coming.
Okay. No issues. No issues.
Sorry for the background noise.
That's all right. That's all right. That's part of life. It's all right.
Just take that off of me. And on my third birthday, which was third birthday on the World Trade Center Memorial, I thought that this was that event. 9/11 was this event where this huge building crashed down. And I remember that I also nearly lost my uncle in that event. I almost lost somebody I loved to this airplane crashing down on this building. Suddenly I understood why these people were grieving. This was a matter for them. This was an attack against their country, an attack against their family, and something that deeply hurt them because it took away one of the people that they loved the most. So, now I started feeling, started thinking, and I thought I felt patriotism sense in my blood. On my fourth birthday, which was not nearly as well, I was taken to a place not nearly as elite as the World Trade Center Memorial. Instead, I was actually taken to the mosque somewhere in the Bronx. I don't exactly remember where. I was taken to this mosque, an outdoor mosque with black gates all around. I don't exactly remember what. I was dropped inside the mosque, and I was asked to go do something of significance instead. Now, doing something was much harder than finding something. So I thought that maybe there should be like something real, but I felt away in my pockets and sleep, but nothing. But then I looked in my pants pocket, and I saw that there was something like chalk or something. So I started writing down on the floor. Started writing down on the evidently concrete floor. But the mom did not like that. There were many kids playing with hose, tapping around, playing in the playground, yet he wasn't scolding them for not joining the prayer. Yet he was scolding me for not joining the prayer because I was doing math and physics. So what's wrong with doing math and physics if you allow and prevent playing? And so I was like extremely angry. How could we do this? And then what I did was I asked another imam from the same mosque, can you pray for America? He also said, I refuse to pray for America. And so I was deeply sad. What could I do? So I took out my chalk and started writing again. This time somebody actually started coming. It was a little child. Then suddenly I looked at him and started thinking, okay, I'll explain relativity matrix to you very easily. We'll start from the beginning. But I couldn't finish my thought until he was pulled away by his father. And that was actually one of the most traumatizing experiences in my life. So he was pulled away by his father, and then I was like thinking, what could come next? The imam probably noticed that one, and so the imam did. The imam started walking over to me and snatched the chalk away with his foot, which was very disrespectful. But that day, I learned peace, and that math and science is the wages on peace, because when you see all these people are killing each other, not only in the Muslim religion but everywhere else. So what we need is some peace, something like that, because peace is very important. It is the essentiality of life. It is something that prevents others from being killed brutally and mercilessly. So that's why peace is important. And that's what I thought, that peace in science can be achieved by peace. It can be achieved using math and science. I learned that from my fourth birthday. And I'm probably just take a second.
Yeah.
Say hi. Oh.
Yeah.
So that's what I learned on my fourth birthday. On my fifth birthday, I learned of empathy. So what I did was basically this. I saw a Quran on the table when I woke up. Then I looked behind me and saw a 6-hour time. You have 1 hour to read the Quran, and you have 6 hours until good luck.
Okay.
So I was thinking, okay, just reading the Quran. But as I was reading the words of God, I was thinking, something doesn't add up. 1 hour and 6 hours. And that's like 6 times the quantity. So there must be something else I have to do, right? But then I started thinking clever. I started saying, what if he wants me to read what a normal person would read in 1 hour, which I calculated to be about 108,000 words. But that's 1 word for every 2 seconds. Boring, isn't it? So I was thinking of something else. And then I just resigned to my fate and started reading. So I started reading the Quran, and as I finished it, I thought, I saw this other book downstairs, but let me just check my father's what he can find on Amazon recently. Then I looked through his purchases, but couldn't exactly get the Amazon password. So I asked my mom for it. I drew a nice portrait of her so she couldn't say no, and so she said yes. So she gave me the password. I used it to find what my father had been purchasing, and it looked like the Bible, Quran, things like that. All the religious books except the Quran. Just 2 days ago. So I was oh. So what has he done with these books? I've only seen one of them. The Quran. So I went downstairs to find another one sitting on the bookshelf, but it had no name on the spine. So I just picked up the unusual one, and it had a cross on the cover. I opened it, and it said it was the Bible. Well, that's 2 out of 5 probably done. So I read the Bible, then I read the Torah. This is just the student version. Then I read the book of, the Tripitaka, and finally the Bhagavad Gita. That's just the student version. But that day I learned of empathy, because empathy is brotherhood between religions. Because even if you don't believe what other people believe, you should at least slightly embrace that you don't slightly embrace your belief. Because we shouldn't need to kill each other because others don't believe what we believe. That's the whole point of my So on my 6th birthday, I learned that. I learned how to express peace, and I wanted to embrace the way that other people were living, other people were believing in these beliefs, even if they didn't believe the same thing as me. So that's how I embraced them. And that's what I learned on my sixth birthday. And on my seventh birthday, which is the last one I actually had an event, on my seventh birthday, I was asked to go around. Oh, I think I skipped my sixth. But on my sixth birthday, I was basically asked to go to a mostly Jewish neighborhood, mostly Palestinian neighborhood. It was more my because the war has been raging on for some time, and I needed to observe the conversation between the people in each neighborhood. So
Okay.
I basically searched up two locations, and I found Bay Ridge and Borough Park. Yeah, I actually didn't use Bay Ridge. Bay Ridge was a bit far away. Bay Ridge is actually I used Bay Ridge. Talking about Bridgeview was far away. But Bay Ridge I used for the Palestinian neighborhood and Borough Park for the Israeli or Jewish neighborhood. So
Okay.
I first went to Bay Ridge. And I saw, at least in the Palestinian sector, I saw people were either talking about the nice kebabs of that one restaurant in town, or the military plans about how to take Israel's capital. So I was thinking, why are all these people so concerned with the military, with Israel, with bombing, things like that? Why were some of these people so concerned and obsessed with that? So I thought, what is this Hamas thing? Everybody's talking about this Hamas thing. So what is that darn thing? Hamas. So I thought maybe I should ask somebody, the probable supporter of this movement. So I did. Now I went up to some random kid who's sitting on the street, and I was like, "Hey, do you know anything about Hamas?" And then he said, "Oh yeah, I want to go up and join Hamas to free my nation from the Zionists."
Okay.
That's what he said. And I was like, yeah. And I just started biking away. But now I knew what Hamas was. Hamas was this organization that desired to destroy Israel and to take over Canaan for itself. Because Israel was supposedly Zionists affecting the elite. Because, in the Muslim and the Jewish religions, Canaan is so it's like the British sharing the Middle East with everything. So bad.
So yeah, I mean, it's really amazing to hear these things out. I mean, like last 23 minutes, I just don't wanted to stop you at all. I mean, learning peace from a very young age, very tender age from you, and we adults actually need it. We actually adults actually require it a lot of times. Thank you so much. I mean, Soborno, for teaching this piece to the world through your books and through your words. So moving on, I have many few more questions to you. So we will be shifting to it. How about that?
Of course.
All right. Okay. So quickly, I mean, I didn't thought I'll be just mute and listening to you because you were so good. I so wanted to hear more about your opinions and thoughts about it. But I wanted to ask and know more different aspects of your life. So I learned that you love solving maths and physics problems. So other than solving maths and physics problems, what hobbies do you have? I mean, other than science, what else, what hobbies do you have?
Okay. So it's a lot. First of all, I really like biking outside. Outside time is really nice and well, although we do have a blackboard and stuff outside. So outside time is really fun as well. So I bike and play basketball outside, and that's a very nice hobby of mine. Play basketball with my brother, and I usually bike with my mom when she has time. And
Okay.
then I also play piano. Of course, I haven't gotten to the duets yet, but I play my grand piano, which you can see right over here.
Okay.
And that's also a hobby of mine. I usually learn new songs, and I've already learned a bit of Fur Release, and I'm aiming to learn Turkish Waltz, but haven't really got into that because of recent garage vintage. But anyway, uh, that's all my hobbies besides mathematics and science and physics. So that's all my hobbies: grand piano, biking, and basketball.
Okay. So here we are. We'll be talking with Soborno a little bit more, and with that, we'll just take a very short break, a very short 20-30 seconds break, and we'll be back again. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. We'll be back.
Studies and play together in one with kids age in hand both are fun. 3D goggles make pictures alive. Spy decoder makes you a super spy. You would run to turn off the light to see the glow in dark's magical side. Pictures, puzzles, stories and more, kids age can help you get the top score.
Thank you so much. Again, we are back with Professor Soborno Isaac Bari, the youngest professor in the world right now. And moving on with my questions to you, the way we want to learn about you, what exactly drew towards becoming a physicist? I mean, why physics? Why science at the first place? I mean, it could have been different else, but why physics drives you more?
Well, first of all, it was because of my second birthday. But second of all, when I was 1 or 2, in my environment, I was just good at learning, and I saw my environment all around me with math because my father was a math student, and so he was solving his math homework, his physics homework, all things like that all around me. And so I was interested in math and physics. I was interested in thinking, hey, what do these symbols mean? One day, can I write them down while actually understanding what these things mean? What do they mean? And so every day after my father stopped studying and went to sleep, I started trying to copy down what he was writing, of course without understanding anything. Theta, delta, E equals what? So that was basically me at that age.
Okay.
What I was basically I didn't exactly know what I was doing, but later on, my dad saw that I was extremely fascinated with what these darn symbols meant, and one day could I grasp them. So he started teaching me basic arithmetic. First starting with the 1 plus 1, 1 times 1, 1 divided by 1, all the basic stuff. And then we went up and up and up. And eventually, even when on my second birthday, I already knew basic 8th grade concepts like graphing. And ever since my second or third birthday, I have been self-teaching myself using the great invention named the internet and experiments like the ones I do at home with my limited laboratory. So that's what drew me toward becoming a physicist. It was my environment around me. My father doing math problems, me being fascinated, what do these mean? And then my father drawing me towards this physicist thing in the beginning because he thought that I really wanted to know.
Yeah, I think there is some internet issues going on, but yeah, we are back. So what I mean, it's how amazing it is to be a professor. So, one, tell me about that. I mean, other than your students, like you're very much famous in YouTube and Facebook.
Well, being a professor, I'm still only at the rank of a guest professor, but being a professor at, Gita Jitan, Arts and Science, Sacred Heart, and most notably Ramnawi Royal College, being a professor at all these is really great. Really
So, how does it
amazing.
feel? I mean, yeah. So, I was asking, how does it feel when you get recognized in public and people say, are you from that? Are you that guy, that Professor Isaac? And are you from that Bari tech lab somewhere? How does it feel when people just come to you and wants to click a picture with you? What's that experience?
That has already happened twice in Jackson High. People are saying, "Oh, you little Einstein! I have been watching your videos," and they suddenly pop out of nowhere. I'm a big fan. It's really nice to see you in person, and I feel like so. I feel like so excited and just so undeserving, and it feels so wholesome when they like smile with me, take pictures, and then when they go back to doing the bakery or eating or doing whatever business they were doing before. It really is experience. It really is such a great experience to see fans recognize me out in public. So and that's what it feels like. Kind of wholesome and kind of excited.
Amazing. So yeah, just like I asked you before starting the interview, I want to know the reason behind that red bow tie. Why a red bow tie? Not a simple tie, or maybe just something. Why a red bow tie?
I don't know because my family thinks it looks nice. I honestly don't know why I have a red bow tie.
I mean that's what your USP is, right? I mean, from a very young time, like from the very initial times when you're coming and making videos, that red bow tie is constant.
That is very true. I think last time I did something with a different bow tie was like 1 year ago when I did some like video with a blue and yellow striped bow tie. I've been wearing this darn bow tie ever since.
Amazing. So you told me about your hobbies, that you love to play basketball with your brother when you're free. So you are a professor, you teach student, you have your own schoolings, everything you're going on. So sometimes you have a very occupied schedule, I guess, I believe. So do you ever feel that you're missing out, or because sometimes you're different from the normal kids, from your friends. They might be going out having fun, but you might be solving some difficult physics problems. So do you ever feel like that? Yeah, I miss going out, or I feel something on that note.
No, not really. The one of like fourth grade or something. I don't feel like I'm going to miss out because I'm still going to fourth grade, but I will be taking special eighth grade classes in the
Okay.
beginning of my day. So I'm technically skipping to eighth grade, but I'm in fourth grade. I still have to connect with the kids, connect with others my age. So I have been missing out. I don't really feel like I've been missing out, but now I don't think I'll be missing out.
Okay, that's really amazing. So you watch movies, Soborno? Do you watch movies?
Extremely rarely, but yes, I do watch movies. Most
So,
regularly action.
so
Last
what's
night,
your favorite science fiction? Like, I hope you watch sci-fi movies.
well, it's sci-fi movies are what I mostly watch. But the most recent thing I watched was the Stranger Things 2. It's like, yes, you could say it was
Okay.
apocalyptic sci-fi because it's the possibility of aliens invading, which actually could be real because of that giant stone-looking object discovered in the solar system that clearly wasn't from humans.
Okay. So yeah, like just holding that point of having a belief that aliens do exist and they might come and sometime around in near future. I mean, tell me a little bit more about the outer space. I mean, something. I'm a layman, and so are our audience. So just an outer space. Some points about the outer space. Maybe about what do you think about the black hole, or how does matter to us?
Okay. What do I think about black holes? Well, black holes are an interesting topic because they've only just been discovered to be true. True, they've been theorized for like 50 or 60 years, but they've only been proved true like 2 years ago. In April of 2019, Harvard took a big picture of the black hole in the solar, or not in the solar system. we would all be dead if it did. But a very far away black hole, Harvard took a picture of that. And so, only just now have we proved that this kind of stuff is real. Black holes are basically just a regular object with lots of gravitational influence is basically brought on by a lot of mass.
Right.
That's exactly what this thing is, a black hole. A black hole can have the mass of the Earth and the size of a penny, or even worse. So, even a black hole the size of a nickel would swallow nearly our entire system before going out. So, the thing is, black holes, even the ones that are extremely small, are still extremely deadly. And they have something called the event horizon, where no matter how much force you use, you cannot escape the black hole. You will be ripped apart. But there's a pretty warm space called the ergosphere, where it's an extremely strong influence. But even with human technology, if you're at the very edge of the ergosphere, you have a chance of escaping with yourself intact. So, the camera stopped recording. It may be dead.
Yeah. We can hear you, and I can see you.
This camera. We just have another camera recording.
Okay.
Anyway.
Amazing. I mean, a lot of things. Again, I didn't understood it. I just wanted to smile because it sounds good. So yeah. So a lot of people get inspirations from you. So there are a lot of kids who look up to you, and I want my audience to, listen to you about talking about peace, and at this very young age, telling us that how to actually live up to. Like, can you just tell me that your thoughts about self-awareness and how to make peace with yourself? Because if you are not making peace with yourself, how you can expect peace outside?
That's true. Peace in your own. Okay, self-awareness. Self-awareness is an extremely complicated topic. I'm not the best at it, but I certainly have some thoughts on it. Self-awareness, making peace with yourself. I know some people I think that, hey, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? You should be better. So I think that self-awareness, being out for yourself, and being careful, being aware to not do bad things like drugs, crimes, things like that.
Right.
And being aware that you should keep yourself you should keep yourself at peace, and you should keep yourself as normal as possible, because or as good as possible, because self-awareness is what keeps us healthy, and is what keeps us actually mentally intact, what keeps us stable. And self-awareness is an extremely important thing for all people around the world. So self-awareness, I think that self-awareness is an important thing, and that you should do it with yourself by at least regularly exercising, things like brushing your teeth, doing regular showers, things like that for 1 or 2 months, and things like self-awareness. And I know that showering and keeping yourself healthy definitely doesn't have anything to do with the world's peace, but definitely drugs and crimes have something to do with the world's peace. Specifically, they restrain. So if you do some bad things, you have a lack of self-awareness, and so you do some unsavory thing, then how are you going to make peace with the world if you can't make peace with yourself? That's the thing that you said. So you should stay away from drugs and crimes. Remind yourself that these things are bad. These things will only cause pain. These things will only cause suffering, not only for others, but also for me, and I'll probably serve some jail time. So that I think that you should regularly exercise health, and you should also regularly exercise thinking that this thing is bad, that thing is bad. You should stay away from this, otherwise it will only bring on mass suffering for both you and whoever does stuff with you.
Right.
So
So yeah, I mean, amazing. Yeah, amazing. I learned a lot from you in these last 40 minutes, and it's really amazing to hear from you. Like, it's amazing to listen to you, Soborno. I mean, to be very honest. So we are in the end of this interactive session, and the very last question to you, not a question, but uh, that if you could give a message to all the kids in the world uh, who are listening to you, maybe watching your videos and uh, getting inspired by you day by day, what would it be and why? So, what message you want to give to all the kids in the world, and what would it be?
okay, if I could give a message to all the kids in the world, what would it be and why? So, you have to persevere. Perseverance is the most important thing. Even if you aren't exactly interested in math and science like I am, you at least have to have some passion, something, something, whether it be art, music, whatever. And you must put all of your effort into achieving your dream in that subject, even if it isn't math. And also to the parents of the world, please stop telling your kids be the next Soborno Isaac. Okay, yes, be the next Soborno Isaac. Like, but be the next Soborno Isaac in your own time. Be the next musical Soborno Isaac. Be the next, I don't know, artistic Soborno Isaac. Be the next, probably any Soborno Isaac. Anything that you like, you should be, but you put the most perseverance and strength into it. Whatever you like is what you should push into. And I pushed into math and science, which is what I liked it, and how it turned out. So I want every single child to do the same. So it's a message to the child, the children, and the parents of the children. Please, even if you don't like math and science, at least put some perseverance, put some strength, put some courage into your dream. And parents, please stop screaming at your children for not being the next Soborno Isaac. They will be the next Soborno Isaac in some other topic, I'm sure. So that's my response to that question.
Thank you so much, Soborno, for joining with us and telling telling the adults that how exactly to reach toward peace and about the amazing science things which you are doing every day and growing up super fine. We love you and the world love you is all I'm trying to convey here at the end. Thank you so much. That was an overwhelming, it's amazing, very wholesome interactive session with Soborno today. And here we are in the end. Thank you so much, Soborno.
Thank you. It was.
So here we are. We had an interaction with Soborno Isaac Bari, an amazing prodigy kid, talking about peace and science all together. Please follow, subscribe, comment, like, share the Kids Age channel and Soborno's YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon if you're watching in YouTube. And don't forget to follow our page on Facebook, Instagram and LinkedIn to connect and reach to listen more such interviews with us. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see you again. Bye bye.